As I mentioned in one of my previous films, I am Polish, and if you stumble upon one of us or into Poland itself, a little bit of understanding of our culture could be useful. I asked foreigners on a Facebook group, I know that is one reliable source of information, about what in their opinion are the most crucial to understand of Polish customs and traditions. To some of them I could and did give a proper, long and explaining answer. To other I could reply only with a wild guess. They are all mixed, but you'll get which is which. I hope that you're smart enough. So, let's get right into it. Kiwis. Cues. Cues. We do not particularly like them, but we can't do any other way. I think it stems from the communist era, when we had to wait in such to get even the most basic things as toilet paper or furniture. Then there is this custom of ze mną się nie napijesz, which translates to are you not gonna drink with me? It is a little bit of a dare and a little bit of reverse psychology, because in this situation, a Pole dares you to drink with him or her. I will talk a little bit more about it later, because it is bound with our mentality, but for now, in the future or past, you may have experienced a situation that after hosting a Pole and saying goodbyes, he does not leave your premises, or she. And I did some thinking and a little bit of a research. At first it appeared to me as a residue of strzemienny or stirrupy. It was a toast drank whilst horse was leaning down to help you reach stirrups with your feet. But then I remembered that in one movie before one character is about to leave for a long journey, her father says, let's sit down. So they sit in front room. This custom is more popular in Russia, but it is for final check up before leave. So we check if we took everything we needed and to think and reflect and a little bit for emotions. So to brighten up the spirits before long journey and to get good attitude. And to check if we took everything and if we said everything before we leave. Another thing is while buying something in a shop, especially when the cashier is an older lady, don't you even dare not to have precisely counted money for your buyings. Because if you won't have those, she will devour your soul. Not really, she will just mumble and be unpleasant. It is quite common, but can't think of a source for this. Maybe also something from communism. Communism left quite a mark on our society, but that is for another video. If you ask one of us, how are you? The answer you may get may slightly differ from what you would have expected. Because it may be, for example, oh, the weather is bad, and that's it. Whole reply to your question. We do not talk in the elevators. Get over it, it's not private enough. On the other hand, we also love our ogórki kiszone. They are not pickles. In pickle brine you have vinegar. Here you don't have. It's just pre-boiled water, dill flowers, garlic. Sometimes a hot pepper also to give them some heat, but no vinegar. If you replace cucumber with flour, you have żur. It's just spoiled flour. Or we also spoil our cabbage, shredded. It's sauerkraut. Pedestrians passage. You have to cross directly on it, at least if there is one in a 100-meter radius. If there is no, you can pass wherever you want, but be careful, cars still go fast. One got me weird, cause it was almost a complaint about our bread being so fresh and going stale after a period. So I will lay some knowledge here. We love our bread. We love it fresh, crispy with butter or jam or smallets, which is just pig's fat. We greet our guests with it, we give it to newlyweds. In Kraków there are even small bakeries popping up all around the city with great quality bread. So, you know what we're gonna do with our oh so too fresh bread? A sandwich with kiszone. You may also hear us complaining too loud during the commute. The crowd makes you anonymous. And don't ask questions about the elevators, please. Cultures are not particularly logical. We mostly do not smile. You remember in the beginning of this video I told you about ze mną się nie napijesz? It may be because of that. We reserve our smile only towards close friends and family. It is quite persistent all around Slavic world. So, are you not gonna drink with me? Are you not really my friend? But who would really like to be friends with someone who puts ketchup on pizza? It may be olive replacement. Italians put olive on their pizza, so to prevent ours from being too dry, we just use ketchup. We have two piles with clothes in our drawers. One to walk outside of our homes and the other for inside. You don't want to get the nice ones dirty while working. It stems from way back earlier and mostly from rural areas where people couldn't afford so many clothes. Around May or June, you may also see little girls who look almost like they are getting married, like they're dressed almost in wedding gowns. It is their first communion. It's not really because we are so religious, but more because we cannot be worse than a neighbor. We have to show off. Some, even Polish people, say that we do not drink water during lunch. I have never encountered it myself, but an explanation I found to it is that we always have a soup and a main course, and there's also a joke about Russian and a bucket of water. He goes into a village and says that he's really hungry. Village people say that they will feed him if he drinks a bucket of water before. And after he drank it, he says he's no longer hungry because he drank so much water. Speaking of soups and so on, we also eat our red borscht with a croquette. It's a savory crepe that had been fried, in most cases in oil, and it's filled with cabbage and mushrooms or minced meat, just to make it more filling and have something to chew on. We eat pizza with cutlery because, as I said, we don't like to get dirty while eating, and pizza is like a pie which is supposed to be eaten with cutlery. Poor Monday, or Wet Monday in not so literal translation. Easter Monday. It comes from pagan times. Now it is a joke done only between friends, or should be done only between friends. Back then it was a symbol of cleansing and renewal after winter, fertility coming back to the land. Now some farmers drip their fields with holy water for good harvest. There are a lot of customs around this day around Poland. In Silesia there is procession with horses. After a mass they go around the fields for fertility and harvest. Dziady śmigustne are people dressed grotesquely playing tin horns on Monday's dawn. This was popular around Limanova, which is close to Kraków. Also, a rooster was being taken around the village on a carriage for fertility. Later, a living animal was replaced with clay or dough figurine. In my city of Kraków, there is Emmaus, on Emmaus Street in the district I lived in, near the Premonstratensians Abbey, or Norbertanians. It is a market with sweets as miodek turecki, which translates roughly to Turkish honey, and toys. Nothing exceptional, really. Śmigus was mostly about smacking legs with willow soft branches or palms and pouring cold water on each other to clean from filth, illnesses, and later on also from sin. To Śmigus, the Dingus was...
You hush up, Dingus.
Dingus. To Śmigus, the Dingus was attached later. Dingus was a tradition, or is a tradition, of paying yourself with pisanki from another bucket of water. You just give pisanki to don't get wet again. Pisanki are colored eggs, or sometimes eggs that had been drawn something on with paint or scratched on the shell of the egg. This tradition was also bound with Slavic customs regarding marriage. It was about visiting friends, and random people. Visits were paired with some treats or gift for a further journey. The Slavs believed that pouring water over you was good for fertility, so it mostly was for women looking for a man and had strictly matrimonial character. After they merged with Christianity, in some regions they came to a conclusion that ladies can pay back for pouring water over them and pour water themselves. Names days. It has also quite a religious background. They are bound with patron saint of that day, popular in all around Poland except for Upper Silesia and Kashuby, but also in countries like Czech Republic or Czechia, Greece, Latvia, Sweden, and in German region of Bavaria. You may also sometimes come across a custom that if there are more than one patron of that name throughout the year, your name's day is the first after your birthday. Vigilia, so Christmas Eve. So a night before the holiday itself, Eve, as you may call it, as I said. It comes from Latin vigilare, to watch, be careful, or be aware of. In Christian tradition, beginning of celebration on the evening before the holiday. It is strictly bound with Jewish manner of counting time because they consider dusk to be the beginning of the day. November 1st. We visit cemeteries to remember our dead with flowers and fires. Also, in November 2nd to us is important. It is a All Saints Day. For now, it is enough religion, but a couple of warnings, let's say it that way. I have not much experience with football hooligans, and I grew up right between stadiums of two biggest teams in Kraków. They mostly fight with other hooligans, but still can be violent against strangers just because. There are also alliances between various groups. If you want to and let me know, I may do a video about it. As for last, Polish girls really like gel nails. It is a part of our culture. I asked some of my friends in high school about is it comfortable, and they told me that it is. Not much to say. On Christmas Eve, whole family gathers around the TV to watch Home Alone. It's just it, nothing more. One year they didn't want to add it and met serious wave of complaints or even a backlash. There is also a topic of Polish memes, but it would be way too
O, żeż kurwa! O ja pierdolę, położył!
Consider subscribing. Stay safe, drink water, bye.